Hi, I'm Susan Lipp, Editor-in-Chief of Trust and Estates. I'm here this morning with Joe Heider, Managing Principal of the Ohio Region for Raymond Financial. Joe, as we near 2013, what are the biggest estate planning considerations that advisors should be telling their clients who are in the medical field, like doctors, healthcare professionals, to ensure their business plans and their own financial security?
Well, it's an interesting question because as we all are discussing almost ad nauseum regarding the fiscal cliff and all the implications that has, it really crosses over into so many different disciplines. Legal, tax, wealth management, retirement planning. So the first thing that I'm recommending to clients is that we have a meeting with all of the team members, CPA, attorney, wealth advisor, and even potentially a pension actuary or record keeper to discuss the design of their pension, to really go step by step on what may be the outcomes of new tax legislation once Congress and the President hopefully come together, or whether they don't. So I think it's the old adage, you hope for the best and plan for the worst. Right. So I think one of the things that we've been doing along those lines is when we're having a team meeting with our clients in the health and really even in the business community as a whole, is discussing if they're high net worth individuals, if they have assets that exceed their needs now and in the future, that they consider what impact it would have of gifting money before the January 1st deadline, when if nothing is done, as we all know, the exclusion goes from 5 million down to 1 million. Right. And we, as an example, we just met with a physician who's in his late 70s, has more money than he and his wife will ever need to spend. And so between the attorney, the CPA, and ourselves, as the advisory group, we created a dynasty trust and gifted over the maximum that we could under the current law, and therefore escaping whatever may happen under the new laws. I think the other thing is we're recommending to physicians, unlike what we normally do, which is accelerate cost deductions into the current year and potentially push off revenues to the following year. This year we're recommending doing the opposite. Accelerate whatever income they might be able to into their practice in this year and move the deductions where possible into 13. So using the likely tax arbitrage between 2012 income tax rates versus whatever we may have going forward. We're also recommending that medical groups take a look and meet with their healthcare advisors to determine what might be the best avenue under the new so-called Obamacare as it begins to enact in 13, 14, and beyond. And in some cases, we're actually seeing those advisors recommend that the physician groups at least consider where they have the mandatory participation, potentially moving their participants, their employees, onto their own medical coverage and dropping group coverage. So with so many balls up in the air and so many things that are unclear, no one has a crystal ball, including our politicians, unfortunately. We're recommending that now more than ever, it's critical to sit down with all of their advisors and take an approach. And what we're finding when you sit down with all of the disciplines, everybody has a little bit different take on it. One, just by, as human beings, our own biases, but also because of their expertise and their disciplines. We're coming up with better collective solutions than we would if we're meeting alone, the attorney meets alone, the CPA might meet with the client alone. So we're looking, as always, to maximize retirement plan contributions. Physicians are concerned, obviously, about their income going forward. We're recommending that while they have the money, they take a look at potentially a cash balance retirement plan, so they can put more money away while they have it and save for their futures. So we think there's a number of real opportunities before year end, and the most important thing is that it be part of their overall plan. People should not rush into anything just and let the proverbial tax tail wag the dog.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's really our recommendations to our clients in this last 6 weeks of the year as we wind down.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing that with us. And to learn more about how to prepare for 2013, go to our website, wealthmanagement.com.